Kia ora YouTube, welcome back to another writing walkthrough. It's a bass player for heavy metal band Alien Weaponry here, and we're going to take another look into one of the drafts that I've written on live stream so that you guys can take a little peek into my writing process, see how I do it, and see how I make music for Alien Weaponry. Now, today's draft 32, is probably a song that will never grace the Alien Weaponry catalog because of its strong influences in the metalcore genre. So if you listen to the first 2 episodes of this series, I mentioned that my goal when writing music for Alien Weaponry is to write Alien Weaponry music with a sprinkle of me and my influences. Not the other way around. I'm not trying to write music that I would write and sprinkle in Alien Weaponry. Now this one might be a little bit too heavy on the me and not enough of the Alien Weaponry, but that makes it a perfect candidate to show you guys here on YouTube how I went about writing this. Again, reminder, I write all these songs, these drafts on live stream, so on my Twitch, on my TikTok, and on YouTube now. So if you want to tune into those, stay posted, or you can head to the caption and follow me on Twitch or TikTok, and hopefully tune in and actually watch me in the process. So all I'm doing now is I'm going to take you through what I've already done, just kind of talk over it a little bit. So let's get into it. Firstly, as always, in case this is the first time you're watching one of these videos, I'm going to break down my tones and plugins for you. So up first, we have the drum tone, which I use Mixwave Gojira, so the Mario MIDI drum kit, incredible drum kit. I basically use this for every single song. The very specific kit is the pumping compressor kit. So for my bass tone on screen right now, I'm using Neural DSP's Dark Glass Ultra. So I use Dark Glass amps live. I use the Alpha Omega 900. So this is the closest I can get to replicating that through a plugin versus actually having a whole external one to just plug into my computer, which would be amazing. Dark Glass, hit me up. In terms of guitars, I've said this before, I will alternate between Archetype Gojira and Archetype Nolly, both from Neural DSP, but at the moment I'm really leaning heavily into the Archetype Nolly. I just think it sounds so tight, so clean, and this is my current setup if you would like to replicate these tones. Guitar for this song is a Schecter C7 Diamond Pro series, so it's a 7-string in the tuning of drop A. So alright, here is Archetype Gojira, and I'm using this to create a ambient string effect. So that's also in here. This particular structure is main riff, verse, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, breakdown. This particular song, we did a guitar solo for fun on the live stream, verse, chorus, and then main riff outro. So there's a few things going on here with the structure. I did the verse to the chorus on the first round, right? Just verse, straight into the chorus, no pre-chorus. Now when we come back a second time, and we'll get there, but I did the verse and then a very quick pre-chorus. Doesn't even necessarily have to have vocals, but it's a break to make the second verse chorus pairing a little bit more exciting, but it also hints to something later on. So that's why there's a verse, pre-chorus, chorus on the second time round. Breakdown, guitar solo, and then again, verse, chorus like the beginning, main riff to outro. Right, so let's take a look at this riff here. It is, like I said, very metalcore inspired. It'll sound like a million songs that you're pretty familiar with, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't even care, man. I love writing riffs like this. I think they're so fun, and I think there's a beautiful balance between the melody and the rhythm. So this is what this riff sounds like. Pretty heavy, pretty fast, and, you know, we're all familiar with the sound. So this is what it sounds like in context with the drums and everything going on, and then it'll really start to sound familiar. Man, doesn't that make you think of the 2000s? Oh, it's amazing. So now this verse riff I actually really like. So it starts off sort of chunky and groovy, and it follows this nice rhythm, but then it's got this cool break, pause, which I can hear it allowing a lot of beautiful space for vocals to sit over the top. So it sounds like this. Sounds kind of funny like that. We've got this big stretch happening here. But for me, that's the key of the rhythm, particularly when we pair it in with the drums. Let's listen to that all together, drums, bass, and everything. Oh, and over that, by the way, we have this ambient guitar sound. Which sounds really ugly like that, but in context, it sounds pretty good. Adds a little bit of space. So pretty cool little verse there, I think. Now, the chorus is the riff that started it all for the song. So when the Barbie movie came out, of all things, I did like a Barbie if it was heavy metal cover. It was a whole lot of fun, but actually in the process of making that, I wrote a riff for the Barbie heavy metal cover, and I went, that's actually a pretty sweet riff. I'd love to be able to use that somewhere in the future. And so this is the song that I ended up using it in now. And so on this song, I've made it the chorus riff. And now the beauty of it is that it is also very metalcore-y in nature, like the main riff. But the chord progression is different, right? So talks about, and I always talk about this, evoking similar emotions throughout the song, but keeping it different so that it doesn't get stale. Let's take a look at this chorus riff. So that's the chorus riff. Let's see it all in context. So pretty cool. I like it. It's quite melodious. You can imagine the style of singing that would go on this type of song. So straight out of that, back into the verse from the same as before. Except this time we put a little higher harmony on the right guitar track, I believe. The original one was this. And so on the first verse, it's only that low harmony. So to make it exciting again and change up a riff that you've already used, you can do something simple like a harmony. So two of those together. So there's a little bit of variation. Now this is where we come into this pre-chorus that we don't have before the first chorus. And essentially what it is it's a snippet of the breakdown. And so it's just a little blip of that, and then it just goes right back into the chorus again. It's like, oh, this is a weird little break, and then it's over. But then it all makes sense because in 20 seconds later, it comes back for the breakdown. So back into the chorus. Now coming out of the chorus, we come back again to that same riff in the breakdown. And so here you can hear we're building up the energy using a good old, I'm pretty sure it's just a standard like octave. difficulty. And so that's sort of our breakdown slash build up. Now, for fun on the live stream, Alien Weaponry is not a guitar solo band, but every now and then on the live, because we're having fun and I'm sort of bouncing off of my chat and the people viewing, we'll do a guitar solo for fun. So I'm not going to sit here and learn what I played for the guitar solo again just for this video, but what I'll do is I'll just play that guitar solo section for you guys so you can hear what we did. So, pretty straightforward. For the first half of the solo, it carries on the breakdown rhythm, and then it comes back in the second half to change the pace with the verse rhythm. And I think it kind of carries the groove in a good way, like this little transition here. So, pretty fun. And out of that, right back into the verse. Nothing changes there. Right back into the chorus. And the only thing after that is main riff, fade out. So, pretty straightforward song. What I'm going to do now is the same thing that I do in all of these, is I take snippets from each of the elements, I cram them together in a very quick 30-second, 1-minute version, just so that you guys can sort of hear everything that I pieced together for this song in one very truncated version without all the talking in between. So I think this one I'll put the whole guitar solo and then some of the main riffs and bits like that. Thank you very much for listening and watching my writing walkthrough for Draft 32. Hit the like button if you enjoyed and hit subscribe if you haven't already. It's free in it. Here is Draft 32 snippet version. Hope you enjoyed.